This is Ryan Elliott for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. We're in Hollywood for the Ksi-Logan Paul 2 final press conference. With me, 2/7 of the sidemen, Miniminter, Tbjzl, otherwise known as Simon Minter, Toby Brown. How you guys doing? Heard you been doing a food challenge this morning. How you feeling?
Full. Extremely full. I feel... Do you want me to hold? Yep, there we go. I feel extremely full. Already 3,000 calories down. Toby's slacking.
2,000 calories down.
Yeah. Ethan hasn't... Ethan's just woken up, just saying. Yeah.
Now guys, we're here for a seismic event. You've both known JJ an incredibly long time. When you all set out on your respective journeys, sort of in the YouTube game, the path wasn't there. We didn't even know how much money was there. We didn't know how big things could get. Could you ever envisage it would get to this point where we're all here for your friend to headline a fight on Sky Sports pay-per-view at the Staples Center in Los Angeles? Could you ever have predicted this level of fame and significance?
So I've known JJ since like year 7, and when I knew him, he was only making videos for like chemistry class. He was doing raps in chemistry. So there was there wasn't even any social gain out of it. He was literally just trying to get a B. But now it's insane. Now it's insane seeing this many people watching him box. Like what he's come from at school, being a quiet, introverted. I was going to say nerd, but character. now it's insane to see, and obviously Logan Paul the same. He started on Vine, and now he's here boxing JJ.
Just think about what you're saying. Sky Sports boxing pay-per-view.
I didn't say that.
That is ridiculous. he said it. He said it. Like, you say, could we have ever imagined that? The obvious answer is no. Literally, just no.
What is it about JJ? You said his character's changed completely. He's obviously everything he's tried his hand at, it's just gone through the roof, whether it be music or boxing, as we've seen with these 3 fights. What is it about his personality that's made him able to just keep smashing through the ceiling and setting new boundaries and bars for these guys?
It's the fact that he keeps going until he succeeds. Literally, like, you can fail as many times as you want, but if you keep going, eventually you succeed. Do you know what I mean?
I was going to say, I think it's just his want to prove people wrong. It's always a case of someone says, oh, you can't do this. That makes him want to actually do it. Like music, for example, when he released his first song and everyone was kind of like, this isn't great. That just made him work harder and harder. And the same with boxing. He said, I'm going to beat Joe Weller. And I mean, saw how that turned out. It's just a case of he wants to prove everyone wrong to show he can do whatever he wants.
We've been trying to, in the boxing world, trying to comprehend the magnitude of this event and what these guys bring. We've seen the numbers so far this week, and it's blown us all the way across the board. Obviously, they're both gaining a lot financially in this fight. That's no secret. That said, these aren't guys who are professional boxers. This is their livelihood. They didn't have to do this. Can you try and put it into context for us? What is at stake for the loser, though? What does it do to the career of the loser, this huge fight?
I mean, if I'm being honest, it's all about how they lose. Because ultimately, they are both big social profiles. So it's whoever loses everything unless they can kind of turn it around. Because, I mean, they've both had setbacks in the past, very obvious ones I won't mention, but they've come back from those stronger than ever. So ultimately, this fight means everything. But in the long term, I think they can quite easily come back and still be bigger than ever.
Yes.
In the first fight, couple rounds in, from what we saw, it looked like Logan Paul was going to cruise the fight. He was in cruise control, got complacent, emptied his tank as well, trying to look for the finish. What does your friend JJ have to do this time around differently to get the win, and a conclusive win at that? No head guards and 10-ounce gloves, as we keep hearing all the time. What has to change, in your opinion?
He needs to get in there and hit him. We know he can take the hits. He's a strong lad. He's got a decent chin on him. So he can take the hits, but he needs to make sure he lands the hits because he's got a lot of power behind him. His technique's improved a lot, and obviously he's got the stamina, as he said, stamina of a stallion. So as long as he's landing the hits, I reckon he'll do some serious damage to Logan.
Yes.
Vidal has been a big factor in JJ's boxing career since the Joe Weller fight right through. He's also turned professional and got his own journey going on. You guys know Vidal. How important do you think he's been to JJ's development and his journey in the boxing world as well?
Yeah. I mean, Vidal's literally been, as weird as it is because he's younger than JJ, Vidal's been like his older brother in this.
Mentor.
So, yeah, he's his mentor, and it kind of works both ways, though, because Vidal also does YouTube now, and it works like JJ is his mentor on YouTube, he's JJ's mentor on boxing. I mean, Vidal comes over to the flat like so often, and you can see straight away they are like brothers. So yeah, Vidal is everything to JJ's boxing. Apart from JJ's hard work on his own, but I don't want to.
Yeah, there's just a huge natural bond between those two. Vidal's a stand-up guy, lovely guy, a great boxer as well himself. Like, we're all very proud of him to have seen him sign a professional contract. So yeah, literally just their bond is like unbreakable, I'd say. Unbreakable.
I saw Logan Paul going to his photo shoot in his rule meeting yesterday, and he said something very interesting to me. He said away from all the bad blood and all the sort of antics we see in the build-up to these fights, he's actually tried messaging JJ a few times and got no response. Do you think secretly, even on the back of this fight, they might actually get on quite well?
I think they're both very similar, but I don't think they could get on. I think they both have, not in a bad way, but they both have quite a big ego that makes them not able to get on. From everyone I know that knows both of them, they say they are very similar, and if they weren't fighting, they could, but the fight has made it impossible, I think.
What he said. I want to go watch this now.
I'm intrigued to know, Simon. We'll keep you here on your lonesome, which I know you didn't want to do, so appreciate that. Shannon Briggs. We've known of Shannon Briggs in the boxing world for a long time. Former heavyweight champion of the world. We saw him even when he sort of half retired, chasing Vladimir Klitschko around. Now he's a cult figure in the YouTube scene as well. What have you guys all sort of made of Shannon Briggs? He leaves a trail of noise wherever he goes.
Yeah, I mean, fair play to him. He's done well in terms of getting involved, and he has made a different name for himself. Like, he was very well known anyway, but this is a separate name for him. It's in the YouTube world. But he's kind of made a bit of a meme of himself as well, so it's, I don't know, we all kind of see it as a little bit odd, but do what you got to do. So,
final couple of questions from me, I promise. Between the first fight and the second fight, we saw all the jokes among you guys, all the Bulkin memes as well, where JJ was perhaps enjoying the fruits of his labour between fights. Did you see that switch in him, though, when he went into camp, just a complete switch in mentality?
Yeah, so when he went into camp, it was in Vegas. So obviously we haven't seen him since then, but we keep in contact every day, and you can see, oh, there he is. You can see over text, you can see his mentality has changed so drastically, and he's so up for it and so determined now. He was determined before, but now he's actually putting that into fruition and I mean, he's shown us little clips, and he looks insane right now.
What do you think of the fact that Eddie Hearn took this fight on and said, we want to limit the number of YouTubers on this card? I know in the YouTube community that didn't necessarily go down too well. We do have 2 world champions on the undercard, though. Do you think there perhaps should have been 1 or 2 more YouTuber fights on there to sort of try and bridge the markets together in a way?
I mean, yeah, me personally, I get what they're trying to do with the whole, professionals and YouTubers. I think they could have done with 1 or 2 more YouTuber fights, just to appeal more to everyone. Ultimately, everyone does want to just see Logan versus JJ. Jake brought in a lot versus Tbjzl as well, but if they're not fighting again, it's quite hard to find someone that's going to match up to that level. So I think ultimately it doesn't really matter. You've got a world title fight, and you've got the biggest YouTuber fight. The rest of it could make it better, but it's already good enough.
Last couple, I'm pretty sure I know what you're going to say to this one, but when you see all this camaraderie and you see the numbers going around, and you see maybe even how much these guys are going to be making at the Staples Centre on Saturday night, does any little bit of you just think, wouldn't mind just one little run at that?
I could never ever box. I don't think I could ever hate someone enough to punch them in the face and want to, exactly. And also, I mean, I'm built like this, so I'm not going to fight anyone. I think the only person I'd fight is someone like Vic Star, because I'd have a chance because he's like 4'5". Yeah, no, money would never put me into the ring. If I suddenly started hating someone, that's my only chance, I think.
Simon, final word. I appreciate the press conference has started and you're here to watch your friend, not to speak to I. Final prediction for Saturday night. How do you see the fight unfolding between Logan Paul and your good friend KSI?
I honestly have no idea, but I think I'm going to have to go with... I've got to believe in JJ. I'm thinking JJ third round. I think TKO. I don't think it's going to be a straight knockout, but yeah, third round, JJ.
Simon, really appreciative of your time. Have a great week. I'll see you soon.